Hey, Eric.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I get to see you in person and on my screen.
This is nice. We're sitting right across from each other, actually, on this show. We are live from Atlanta,
Live from Atlanta.
currently live on site at the Tallulah Apartments.
Yes. Managed by Brookfield Properties.
Brookfield Properties.
Yeah. So we're in season 2, I hear.
That's right.
Yeah.
Season 2. Here we are.
Well, happy Friday. We're inching towards the end of the quarter. We're getting midway through the month. Also, happy National Video Game Day, Eric.
I do love a good video game.
You seem like someone that would.
I do play a good video game.
Is your favorite video game one of the best-selling video games of 2025?
Yes.
As you look at this list for the very first time.
I'm just putting better eyesight.
We keep it fresh here. This is good.
I actually started doing some Minecraft with my daughter. But technically, the game I play is ranked higher than that, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is great. I haven't played that in a long time. Grand Theft Auto's on there. I used to like playing that. And a family favorite is definitely Minecraft, but I haven't played that in a while, as my son is now 14, and his grinding in Minecraft is different than what it used to be. So he does it with some friends, but very specific and focused. So if you celebrate this weekend, hope you enjoy playing a video game, or if the weather is great, get outside. We have a guest here, a video game expert.
This is true. Should we bring her in?
Yeah, she's not a video game expert, but she is an expert. But let's bring her in. I want to ask her about her video game. Hey. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Steve's Lava Chicken. I got that one.
So we have Jessica Pope from Statisfacts here. Jessica, why don't you just share a little intro, your role or your kind of connection to the industry, and also which video game is nearest and dearest to your heart?
Yeah, I got nothing on any of these video games. Don't own a console. Don't know that I ever did even. You know what? I'll show my age. But it wasn't technically mine, but we had an Atari. It's Atari, right? The really old. Yeah. We had that when I was little. And I think I had a Nintendo. I had a Nintendo back in the day. I actually still
did. Did you play Pitfall on Atari?
What's that?
Did you play Pitfall on Atari?
I don't.
It's like where you swung over like alligators or like went up and.
I don't remember that.
I'm just older than you.
Well, it was my parents' Atari, so it was like,
Stop talking right now.
No, yeah, I had a Nintendo. We sold it in a garage sale, and people like fought over it. So that's fun. But yeah, as I mentioned before, Minecraft is the only one I barely recognize. So that's on the list. That's good.
Yeah,
I'm honestly surprised that Donkey Kong and name is still on the list.
Yeah, I mean it's a bonanza, but yeah, it's that's still around, and it's this data is specific to the best selling, so that doesn't even mean it's the most popular. It's just what people have been buying. I mean, you can indicate that, but there might be people that own games from 4 years ago, like 2023 or something like that, that's actually played more often. It's funny how data works, and that's sort of what Jessica's here to talk about is some data. You have some news from Statisfacts, right?
I do. I had this whole intro, but you've already said my name and where I'm from and everything. So I'm like, where do I start? That's okay. Thank you guys first off for letting me crash the party here today to talk about this. I'm still going to do this part because I felt like it was my favorite part. I have some exciting news to announce, and I'm going to do a drum roll. Our biennial online renter study is out. It's free. It's free to download. Justin and Eric are going to provide links and such for everybody, but we published it last week. So it's still fresh. We started posting some things about it on our LinkedIn page, but Have a lot more to come. We've got a lot of people who are downloading it, wanting to use it in their own resources, and some exciting multifamily people who are going to speak on it as well. So more to come, not just from us, but from others in the multifamily industry, because that's its purpose. It's an amazing resource for our industry, graders, for suppliers, for multifamily education speakers. It's just like a wealth of knowledge in, I will say, a little packet, but it's pretty big. But the reason it's big is because we give everybody all of the data. So a little background on this study. It's technically, we say it's 14 years old, but it's 7 studies. So that was 7 studies. So we started it in 2011, started publishing in 2011, and have done it every other year. And all of that data lives in the study every year. So every year it grows, we keep all of that data. So it's very transparent. Everyone can see renter shifts, where they're moving, where they're not moving, when there's new information, new relevant topics to the industry, new shifts and trends with renter behavior and preferences. We add new stuff. And so some of that stuff is, 14 years, 7 studies old, and some of it is 1 study old. But it's tons of great stuff. So it started a little bit smaller. We just originally in 2011 and 13 and even 15, I think, just to kind of send it out to our clients. And it's grown over the years, where it's any and all participating management companies who want to participate, open it up to apartment ratings, renters. And this year, we had a little over 21,000 renters completed across the country, even had some in Canada this year, which was a new region for us. So aside from the takeaways, the education takeaways, and the things to consider, which are kind of the meat, I think, is that how you say it? Meat and potatoes, the meat of the study, the good stuff that people want to read and hear what those experts kind of think about the study and the trends. After that, you get to all these data tables. And in our study specifically, we break the data down into 3 different types: rent, region, and age. And this year we did it by generation. So you get to see it not just on an average like this, but you get to see it by age. And that is what I love about the study.
Let's dig into it.
Is an age. Yeah. So what I sent Justin and Eric just to talk about. So there's tons of different topics in the study. One of them specifically is lifestyle. And what made me think of going that direction is Eric actually shared something on his own LinkedIn a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, a poll about how the older generation is on the rise in renting. And I've seen like 15 articles since then about the older generation on the rise, and senior housing is, limited availability. And that made me think, send them this information. So basically on the lifestyle, there's discussion of rent by choice versus rent by circumstance. And I think we might have switched these, but that's fine. I'll talk it backwards. Not these, but the topics I wanted to kind of bring up. But
well, that's okay. What do you want to talk about?
So the same thing, but when I mentioned the rent by circumstance versus choice, is like 2 slides down, I want to say. And the idea that, yeah, that's it. Okay. And the idea that you kind of see this in the lifestyle topic, you kind of see this, they look similar, right? 54 stats there. But when you dig it into it by generation, next slide after this, you get this huge gap, right? You get the Gen Z folks who rent much less by choice versus the older generation. There you go, who rent much more by choice. And I did go very opposite ends here, but even when you look at baby boomers and like Gen X, you're in the 65-60 range of those who rent by choice. And so, thinking about that, thinking that they have the finances, they have the flexibility, they want to rent. I mentioned earlier, we do the breakdown by rent. I'm sorry, that's not even, disregard that. I was going to say, one of the questions that we ask is, how long do you plan to rent? And when you look at the data that way as well and break it down by generation, you get this same large gap that you kind of see here. A majority of the Gen Z and millennials are in like the 15% or so who want to rent 3 to 5 or 5+ years. And with the baby boomers, silent gen, et cetera, you're getting these overwhelming numbers, 70%, 80% want to rent 5+ years. So they've got this financial stability, they've got this flexibility, and they want to stay at your communities. And we know they're on the rise, right? And we know there's not enough senior housing, even if they wanted to live in senior housing, which like, frankly, like I think I'm still in the millennials, but like, I feel like I'm older. And like, I don't want to live in a place called senior housing. So, for me, like, I still want kind of what the old people want, but like, not necessarily senior housing. So just thinking about like
generation here.
They're old. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But the question is, at the end of the day, it's like, why? And I think a lot of, to me, it's obvious, right? They don't want the same upkeep as a house, but they're also not ready to move into like that senior assisted living style, right? They want something sort of in between. So this kind of makes sense. I mean, the silent generation, renting by choice, that's a pretty incredible fact.
Yeah, and baby boomers are at 65.5%, so they're pretty high up there as well, and they're still fun and active and stuff.
Yeah. So much insight. Should we jump back to the other slide, and now we're on the right talk track here?
Sorry, my brain didn't think about that part when we were looking at them earlier. Yeah, so kind of what the takeaway was there is as you kind of know, you've got this older generation on the rise. They are going to need somewhere to live. Where they want to rent, where they want to live is in an apartment community, but they want things a little bit different. I think over the past several years, the focus has been on Gen Z and what they want, and there's been changes in the industry of like how we can accommodate them. But I think we kind of have to kind of shift that mindset back to like, hey, how can we accommodate these people who we know are going to live here 5 years? We don't have to worry about vacancy and turnover and remarketing and all of this stuff. Like, let's keep these people, But what I love about this data in the study and how we break it down is someone can download the study, go download the study, and see how they should be focused on this new group, what they do need, and how that's going to be different than Gen Z. There are certainly things that are the same, but there are also a lot of things that are different. Search trends, review trends, brand perception, all of the topics that we talk about, there's different stuff. But yeah, so you can see here the breakdown in sense of community versus technology when you start with your young folks. I think I put Gen X on there, but I meant Gen Z, sorry. So that first one is Gen Z. So you see they're at this similar technology and sense of community are kind of the same to them. But when you get into your older,
so they can get all of this information if they download it, right? And like who typically benefits? I know it can be anybody, but can you throw out some examples of like how different people use this information, whether they sit on the supplier side, ownership side? Like, how do folks use this information?
Yeah. So, operators, obviously, everything that we've kind of talked about here is beneficial for them to understand their renters, and especially shifting trends and preferences. Suppliers, it's great for, and I've been kind of sending it out to all of those. One of the things I'll just like package lockers were like number 4 on like the favorite list of amenities and technologies at communities across the board, all generations this year. So I sent it out to some people about that. So I think if you're a supplier and you work in the amenity technology field, and maybe others, certainly something valuable for you to look at in ways to kind of market to some of the people you're trying to sell to. And multifamily speakers, it's always been a hot commodity for those. So now that you guys know it's out, go download it, and just make sure to cite us or tag us when you're sharing our stuff, so that we know you love it.
It's share the MF data, and I love that you guys are, because it just makes our industry stronger. So we'll make sure to keep posting the study so people can access it if they see our show, or if other people, I'm sure people will be taking insights from it for the next month, several months. So we'll be seeing a lot more of information and data from Statisfacts.
Yes, absolutely. And go follow us on LinkedIn, Statisfacts and Apartment Ratings. That's where we'll be sharing good stuff about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks
Thank
for
you
telling
guys
us
for giving
about
me
your
some
video
time.
game too, and we're super excited to check out this report.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of stuff this week. People scrambling for information. People looking to get to conferences. Just a lot of updates, right?
Yeah, a whole lot. Yeah, we got a lot coming up here. Conference season, as we all know, is underway. We're very, very excited. We could go through some other stats here. I don't know if you want to do that now, but yeah.
We can, yeah.
Do you want to go? I mean, I was going to do a little bit of Jay Parsons.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about what's been going on this week. Let's talk about some of the week stuff. So you saw stuff from Jay Parsons.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I've downloaded some images after our show started. Of course.
I almost expected nothing less.
Speaking of Florida style video games, the biggest rent concessions, according to Jay Parsons and JPI Research, Real Page Market Analysis, Florida is giving the most concessions, the most weeks free. I mean, you'll notice all these Florida locations that are just, really giving it away, so to speak.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. How many in the top 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 50%, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what insight do you take from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think my insight, without even looking through Jay's post right now, my insight is that, first of all, Florida is a kind of a seasonal place, right? I mean, technically you have a lot of snowbirds, but I think they're trying to fill a lot of gaps. I think there's a lot of return to office stuff that is still continuing to happen. A lot of these large corporate companies are doing that. So you're seeing that still occur. Plus, the whole summer thing, right? I mean, people really enjoy being in the Sun Belt year round. Sun Belt is always, renting up like crazy. It's busy almost year round. People move in the middle of winter in Sun Belt compared to other locations, typically up north, northeast, and Midwest. So I think this is likely just, a couple of combinations of that here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of summer, Jay also shared something this week about the breaking of the typical trend of rents always rise in the summer, but not in this one. Right?
Yep, the tides are turning. This is actually very interesting data. If you look at rent rising, even through the COVID years, obviously, look at that huge spike in 2021. In general, in summer in U.S. markets, rents have been rising, except for this year. This is the first year they have sank. This could be the rubber band effect from, COVID's over. We have, a lot of supply that hit the market, and all of a sudden we're in correction territory. That seems to be what I gather. But yeah, quite interesting. Could be, who knows? Maybe it's because of tariffs. People are feeling the heat. Maybe we're headed a little bit more in the recession territory, overall on the macro side here. But I'm curious to see if this trend does continue in the coming quarters.
Yeah. I mean, and at the end of, the point that he made at the end, which it's always going to relate to supply and demand. So obviously there's, for whatever is causing, that imbalance, it's related to that. Maybe there is a lot of, product available for the typical renter, or maybe the demand has changed a lot as well. Some good stuff. All right, let's do some more headlines. Did you see that We Do Trash is now We Do Trash by Allied Waste? Allied Waste has acquired We Do Trash, expanding their reach. So congratulations to those folks on that acquisition. Also, there was a case study that shared that I thought was pretty interesting. Rentana and Orion Real Estate shared some of how their partnership has allowed Orion to grow during kind of downturn markets. Anything else you've noticed?
I was on a very important call earlier this week with Tara Samuels and Mr. Robert Whitehead.
Good. We'll because we're going to go to Tara's group here, so
Okay.
we'll do one more.
Okay.
We'll do one more about the events, which is the different events are happening. Things that just went through, like Women's Summit wrapped up. St. Louis Apartment Association had a golf outing. Green Pearl had a New York an NYC Summit. All of that this week. There's more events to come. Next week is Blueprint. Eric, I'll see you there. You're leading a roundtable, a lot of roundtables, a lot of meetups, a lot of content. It's my first, so I'm very excited. And the week following that is National Property Managers Day, which is September 23rd. So mark that on your calendars. Celebrate your property manager. I'm going to shout out to the property managers here before we leave Tallulah Apartments, make sure they know about it. But MRI has kind of advocated this. They're the big advocate. They're going to be celebrating in a big way. So follow MRI Software for the ways that they're going to be celebrating property managers. You can nominate kind of your favorite property manager. And you were on your call.
I was on the call this week. Tara Samuels had one of the most anticipated live calls this week, announcing something secret, and that secret is out. Tara Samuels from the Multifamily Mentorship Matchmaking Group. I think I said that right. I'm not going to say that 5 times fast. But she announced her official partnership with Entryway. Entryway is essentially providing a pathway for workers to get housing and get into multifamily. At the end of the day, it's like a perfect partnership, but creating, self-sufficient, careers, training, employment, and housing in partnership with real estate partners. I have known about Entryway, but I think this is such a wonderful, partnership here. I will note that Court provided $1 million donation back in June. I'm not sure if I believe we covered that.
Yeah. Entryway's been growing for a long time. I mean, I feel like they had a rebrand, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I remember that, where I think they were Shutter something different. I don't remember. But they rebranded. They've grown stronger. These kind of partnerships are great to see. And it's always great to see when people in the industry get together to support each other, to work together, and to collaborate sometimes, which is what's happening right now. You've probably heard it when my mic was super hot. I might have turned it down, I think, with Eric's assistance. But we are live right now with a kind of the inaugural meeting of something that is called Collab, which is a new initiative. Tara's involved in that as well. She's not the only person that kind of spearheaded this, but she's definitely leaned on her network to help get this off the ground in Atlanta. Eric,
shall we do it?
Should we do it? Let's go for it. Let's pull some folks in, or let's go out rather. Should I stay here while you go?
Yeah, you stay.
So I'll stay on the camera, and there we go.
I'm curious if I unmute you, what happens? But
am I still mute? Am I talking right now?
I have no idea.
All right, go for it. Let's see what happens. It'll be 2 minutes of this, and then we'll do our moment of wonder. So let's do it.
We will find out. If you put your headphones on, so I can know whether or not we are live here. Why don't we do that?
All right. Yes, you are.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. This is something new. We're just trying new things here, folks. So we're gonna go out live into the collab. Coming out there. Did we even tell them that we were coming live?
We just told Tara.
Okay. We just told Tara that we're coming out live here. Let's see, Justin.
Who you got?
Hey, y'all. Excuse me. We are currently live.
Hi.
Hey.
So
LinkedIn land.
We're here with Tara Samuels with the collab.
Yes, we are the Collab Circle.
Collab Circle.
With a logo and everything. And I'm here with 15 of my new friends in the apartment industry coming together to collaborate, roll up our sleeves, share ideas and stories.
That's great. So everyone say hi. Yeah, say hi again. So Tara, we actually just talked a little bit about your announcement earlier today, earlier this week with Entryway.
Yes.
So do you want to add just a little bit more to that?
Sure. So we were actually just talking about that. So in the spirit of mentorship, I wanted to kind of reach out to Entryway because they've done some amazing things in our industry, and they're giving back and providing homes and opportunities for people who otherwise might not be able to do that on their own. And it felt like a very synergistic partnership, also because I was a leasing agent once and I know how it feels to just get started and how intimidating that could be. So we have a special application for people that are part of mentor matchmaking if they want to also have a mentee specific to Entryway. So yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we'll go back to you, Justin.
All right. It's a really far distance. Yeah. So we have one more
Thank
thing
you.
to do. I'll wait till Eric gets back in here.
I'm back. I'm back in the studio.
You're
Justin.
amazing.
Yes.
The
yes.
magic of this. So we have one more thing. I saw this, you saw this, about almost 350 some people saw this according to the reaction tally that I last looked at. We want to give a very, even though it's not morning, we do want to give, we see double Eric, there we go. We want to give a shout out to the maintenance service team at the Bainbridge companies down in the Florida area. I've tagged some of those folks in my update today that you'll also see in our weekend update. But we've decided to make this our moment of wonder. It's no longer morning, but you can still have a beautiful day if you listen to this. It's a very short clip, so we're going to kind of let it loop a few times, kind of like our mantra for the rest of the day and the weekend. But if you're feeling crappy, if you don't like something going on, I suggest that you pull this up and then thank these guys, shout them out, not just for making us feel good in this video, but also for all the work that they do on their sites.
Yes. Thank you to the maintenance teams that run our properties.
What a beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. What a beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. What a beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way.